How you doing? You okay?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm alright. So let's get a few inside questions about Luke Fenlon and find out a little bit more about Luke Fenlon. You're from Liverpool. Were you influenced by the Beatles?
Oh, it's a strong question. I'd say yeah, being from Liverpool and knowing that the Beatles did it, and I know it could be done again.
Who were your major influences and why?
As growing up, I'd say the Strokes and Radiohead, maybe the Gorillaz. In fact, when I was a kid, all those bands kind of brought me into music.
I don't know. How old are you now?
20, just 10.
So it's all starting to happen for you. Lots of things happen in the next couple of months, which we can talk about in a second. But just let's talk about when you first started performing. When did that first happen? When did you first get on stage and start playing, or first pick up a guitar?
First picked up the guitar when I was 14, and then my first gig was when I was 14 in school for a showcase. And then the first gig out of school was in a pub called the Brick Wall Inn. I broke 3 strings on 2 separate guitars. Went wrong, needless to say.
When you first came in and played on my programme, you came in solo.
Yeah.
Since then, in the last 12 months, you've sort of built it up. You've got, a band behind you. Just tell me about how that's expanded as well.
The band has gone from guitar, like a mainly bass guitar, grungy kind of sound, and it's took on a more acoustic, and we've got a cello player in now, and it just sounds nice.
Are you still the chief songwriter, or is it a joint thing? Is it all down to you basically?
Most of the songs are, but recently we did one song with the band that we were just in the rehearsal room, and the bass player came up with like this little riff, and we all added little things to it. That was fun to do, because I've not done that in a while.
Have you got loads of songs now? Because the first 2 you'd come in and done, they were the ones that you've sort of got, that you've remastered, and they're sounding great now. I'm talking about Summer and
The band are always having a go at me, because I come in the rehearsal room and we're meant to be rehearsing all these songs because we've got a gig next week and all that kind of stuff, and I'm always coming in with new songs, because I know they always get annoyed with me because they're like, we haven't learnt this one yet, you're bringing in more songs, and I'm always writing, like I always write.
So you're falling out with them already? You've only known them for 10 minutes.
I think I must fall out with people because I've had so many musicians in for this band. They always seem to get off. I must be repellent.
See, it's happening already, and you haven't even made it yet, and already you're getting a bit up yourself.
I'm not up myself. I'm not up myself. I think I just I'm not one of those. I don't like to tell them about stuff that's going on. I don't like to get band members in because they're thinking, oh, we're going to Los Angeles and stuff like that. I'd rather them be in it because they like playing the music more than the fact that it's going to go somewhere.
Well, we'll get on with this interview before you fall out with me, and we can't get through this. But let's just talk about the songwriting. Where'd you get your ideas from?
Ideas I usually come up with a melody first. Like it's usually when I'm going to bed as well. I usually suffer with my sleep because I'm going to bed, and then I'll have to get back up and write the song. My main influence, I'd say, were the Strokes, as I said before, and like Radiohead and the Gorillaz, Smashing Pumpkins. There's lots of bands really. It's too many to mention.
What about gigs? What about live music? You've done a few gigs so far. I know you've got a load of gigs coming up.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of them. Tell us about some of the things that are going to be happening for you in the next couple of months. In particular, the Radio 1 playlist, which is fantastic.
Yeah, Radio 1. I mean, BBC are amazing. Like the BBC have, since uploading my song onto the website, I've been on Merseyside, Lancashire. I've been played like on various radio stations, Radio 6 as well, BBC 6 Music with Tom Robinson, and then it's going to go on Radio 1, and they're sending me over to Los Angeles to play on their stage. The BBC are amazing.
Okay, so let's just touch on the last 12 months and when you first came on to my programme and you played live for us, and it all sort of basically carried on. Basically it's gone really good for you since then.
Yeah.
When did you first hear about get onto the Radio 1 playlist? Talk about that time.
A couple of months ago, I was a Monday morning, and you go through your emails, you're just expecting to see like, oh, your friends added a picture of you on Facebook or something, and I got a message from the Radio 1 music producer, and it's basically saying your song is going to be played on Radio 1, and I was like, Radio 1, oh my god, and then I read through the list, and it was like Fern Cotton, Scott Mills, and all the main shows throughout the week, and it was just amazing news. I mean, I was jumping for joy.
That must have been amazing to hear that.
It was. I mean, it's just out of the blue, just like completely out of nowhere. Just it's going to be played on all these shows, and it's just wow.
And was that a sort of kickstart as well for you to say, let's get things moving
It was,
with the band and everything?
because everyone was running so slow, and it was just like I couldn't get, you know, I couldn't get things off the ground, and I couldn't get musicians interested because I wasn't losing interest in myself, but I was just, the music was just, I was still writing music, but I was getting bored with trying to get musicians in and all that kind of stuff. But then suddenly this kicks in and everything's everything's brilliant, and then suddenly you pick up why I love music in the first place.
And also the 2 tracks that you did play live for us, Hey You and Summer, you've actually re-recorded them again. They sound great now. You've got a girl vocal on there, and just tell us about that process as well.
Oh, the girl vocalist was actually done when I wasn't there. It wasn't my idea to put the vocals in, it was the producers. And I think it was actually the producer's girlfriend that did the vocals. Her name was Becky Friesen. I think she does some music in America.
So would you say that's your main track, the track Summer?
Well, that's the launch track at the moment because it's going on Radio 1 and it's getting so much good press, and that's what we're going to leap forward with, and then surprise them with some new music.
And what advice would you give to people in your position? Do they want to go, basically they've got some music as good as you, and they think they want to, you know, basically get it about to people through BBC Introducing?
I'd say mainly just upload it to you, Introducing, because that's probably the best thing I've ever done in terms of music. Like from one simple upload to the website, and then you played it on your show, Dave, and then you've managed to pull it from BBC Merseyside and send it on to the BBC Radio 1, and it's brilliant. I mean, I couldn't say any bad word about the BBC. I think it's amazing.
So next couple of months going to be busy for you.
Hopefully.
You got the songs?
The songs are all sorted.
You got the band?
The band's ready. The cello player's ready. We actually got the cello player in last week, and she's amazing. It was like I wasn't expecting much. I was just expecting a bit adding to the music, and she came in. I'd never had a cello player before. I'd always heard cello players, and I wrote all this music out for her. I spent like the whole night, like from 8 o'clock till 4 in the morning, writing all these parts out for the cello player, and she came in and just blasted away. It was just done in one session.
If there was one track that sort of influenced you to get started in music, what would it be?
I'd say Is This It by The Strokes. That's what got me into music. Just listening to that one track, and it's just like brilliant.
And what do you think of the new stuff, or the new album?
I love the new album. Yeah. I mean, I'm still a massive fan of the old stuff, but people always compare albums with the album before, and I don't like to do that because I like to listen to it as the album as it is there. And to me, it's a brilliant album. Like the Machu Picchu, I can't say the place, the Machu Picchu. The song, that's a brilliant song.
Loads coming up. You've got a gig this Thursday at Mojo, and you've also got loads with Liverpool Sound City as well. Yeah,
Liverpool Sound City with Steve Mason. He's from the Beta Band. That should be a brilliant gig. Can't wait for that. He's superb.
All the best with it.
Cheers.
And what about the next 12 months? Have you got it mapped out how you would like to how you'd like to see it going, basically?
I think maybe the publishing company have got it mapped out. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I just take the day as it comes, and I just like to write songs. Don't get distracted by the business side.
Just tell people how they can contact you and find out more about you, find out more about Luke Fenlon.
It's basically through Facebook or Bandcamp, or you can just search Luke Fenlon to Google, and that usually works. And I like people to go onto my Facebook because I like to make blogs and do all that kind of stuff.
Cool. Well, all the best with it. All the best with Radio 1. All the best with LA. And all the best with all the gigs that you've got coming up.
Cheers, Dave. Thanks.
Thanks a lot.